Okay, so we're going to do a part 8 of When the Tables Turn. So yesterday we left off with Michael committing to, I don't know, I guess starting a hunt for Jessica, even though he was not quite in the space. He just figured he'll slow things down as much as he can. But in the meantime, he needed Clarissa to learn as much about her as she possibly could. Okay, we'll start there. Jessica sat at home and dinner was ready and she was waiting on her husband to get home, but he never walked through the door. She called him a few times and left him a few messages, even texted him. Still no response. Jessica grew worried and she gave it about another hour or so before she called his place of business, and security answered the phone and she wanted to know from them had her husband Brian left. And clearly they said, yeah, ma'am, he left about maybe 2 hours ago. Just like everyone else. Everyone cleared out on time, as usual. He said there's only a couple of people who lagged behind, and today wasn't Brian's day to do so. He left at about 5:05. I'm looking at the clock, and when I see him walking out the door, it was exactly at 5:05. She said, well, can you do me a favor? Can you please check to see if you see his car in the parking lot? Yeah, sure, ma'am. Let me place you on hold. So Jessica's heart just began to race because what would stop her husband from making it home on time if he left 2 hours ago? She didn't understand. So she was just hoping that possibly that his car was still in the parking lot. Maybe he was somewhere in the area and had to, do something else before he made it home. So she took a hard swallow and just waited patiently for the security to get back to the phone. Finally, he got back to the phone and he says, ma'am, there's about 2 cars in the parking lot and none of them belongs to Brian. I don't know what else to say, ma'am. I mean, he's clearly not in the building, nor is he in the premises, nowhere near the premises. Is there anything else I can do for you? At this point, no. I probably... No, thank you so much for your help. So she gets off the phone and then she begins to call his family and his friends and anyone that knew Brian that he may have possibly stopped over to see, possibly on his way home. And everyone all said the same thing, that they had not seen Brian. So finally her last call was to his mother. And she said, Mom, Brian left work about 2 hours ago. He told me he was coming straight home tonight because I cooked him a really great meal, but he has not walked in through the door yet, and it takes him about 30 minutes tops to get home. I did call his job, and they said that he left about 2 hours ago. His mom said, wow, that's strange. She said, well, maybe he's with Ricky. No, I talked to Ricky. Ricky also said that he hadn't seen Brian today, but he did talk to him earlier today. He talked to him earlier today before he left work, and he did mention that he was coming straight home. Yet he's not here yet, and it's been over 2 hours, and I'm just worried. So, of course, that grew alarm in his mother, and she said, well, maybe we should report this to the police. She said, yeah. She said, but Brian is an adult. They're not going to look at it as a missing case, but maybe they'll look at it as something to look into because it's not a normal procedure. It's not his normal routine. And his mom said, yeah, we'll get to the bottom. She said, let me reach out to Craig, because Craig is a sheriff. So let me reach out to Craig and see if Craig can do anything. And I said, yeah, sure. Thank you, Mom. In the meantime, I'm waiting here just in case. If I hear anything different, I'll let you know. I'll update you guys as much as I can. So they got off the phone, and Jessica grew so worried. She got to walking back and forth and looking out the window, and then she even got to a point where she stood outside, and still no Brian. At this point, 3 hours have rolled by, and Brian hadn't yet to make it home. Jessica just grew worried, and so finally her phone rang, and it was Craig. It was, which is Brian's cousin. Craig calls her, and she picks up the phone immediately. Craig, hi, this is Jessica. He said, yeah, I know. He said, look, he said, Brian's car was found on the side of the road. What? Well, where is he? I don't know. He wasn't in the car. The door was opened, and he wasn't in the car. Well, where is this? I need to be there. Listen, stay home. Let us handle it. The state troopers are out there right now. Just hold tight. He said, if I can update, we're looking in that surrounding area at this time. And Craig, where is the car so that I can meet you guys there? That is my husband. I understand that is my cousin, okay? I'm not trying to keep you away from anything, but I can't have you on the scene either. And what if Brian comes home? What if he's disheveled? What if he needs your help? You need to stay home. He said, so take a deep breath. He said, listen, I'm here. He said, so call me if you need anything, and if Brian walks through the door or anything. Thank you, Craig. Jessica was distraught. First, she get the news that something happened to her boss. Now she's getting the news that her husband is missing. His car was found on the side of the road. What could have possibly happened? She sat there patiently, and she called his mom, and she said, did you talk to Craig? She said, yes, I'm so worried. His mother was in tears. She just sounded so worried about her son, which was totally understandable. But the fact that his car was found on the side of the road, the door wide open, yeah, it just didn't sound right. It was very fishy. So Brian's mother told Jessica that she was taking the first flight out, and she'll be there first thing in the morning. And Jessica said, yes, Mom, I'll see you when you get here. And so Jessica called her own mother and told her mother what was going on and how her day had went, and every event that took place, even from the emails to meeting with Michael and everything. She just told her the unexplicit truth. And her mother just listened and never judged her. She just listened, and she said, honey, I'm so sorry that you had experienced any and all of this. She said, look, I'm on my way. She said, I should be there in about 15 to 20 minutes. So her mom got in an Uber and came right on over. And so Jessica, at this point, realized that she can actually fall apart because her mother was finally there with her. So she took the time and the opportunity to do just that. She laid in her mom's arms like a baby and just cried and cried. And her mom just rocked her back and forth and told her everything was going to be okay, Jessica. You just hang in there. Everything's going to be okay. God is in control. Don't worry, Jessica. God is in control. We're praying over this situation. We're praying for Brian to have a safe way home. Everything is going to be okay. Everything's going to work itself out. Don't worry, Jessica. Everything is going to work itself